Hi everyone, this is Lori Montoya with Santa Fe Realty Unlimited, and I'm here today to welcome Robert Hill with Vandyk Mortgage. Hi Robert.
Hey,
And
how's it going, Laurie?
it's going good. Today we're going to talk about should you buy a house now or should you wait? Ultimately, it's up to you, but we want to give you guys the facts of what's going on in the industry and what's with mortgage rates and what's on the market. So to help you guys come up with the best idea and what works best for you. Lately with the interest rates, are you seeing them raising? Are you seeing them being steady? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, definitely within the last week and a half to 2 weeks or so, the economy, and that's if you kind of on a broad scale of things, just know that whenever the economy is doing great, rates tend to also go up as well. And vice versa, as we've seen in the pandemic and everything, with the economy being shut down for a lot of obvious reasons, that's why rates went super low and where they're at now, and the reason why. Now that we got the vaccine and all that news surrounding that, there's a lot of like positive sentiment in the economy, and conversely, it affects the way things get priced on my end. So to me, I'm seeing rates honestly like they're going up a little bit. And I can show you a chart here in a second as well, whenever we're ready for that, to show you it may look like kind of a drastic increase in comparison to a lot of other things, but just know that like whenever rates do go up, they usually just go up by fractions of a point, i.e. like an eighth, a fourth, not even a fourth, but an eighth a point at a time. So.
Well, one thing that I've been seeing on my end on the real estate side is that homes are selling so quickly because so many people are trying to take advantage of those low interest rates. And it's actually causing the prices to go up because there's not enough inventory right now. So when you think about basic economics, the less inventory, the more the price goes up. As of right now in Santa Fe, I just did a video yesterday of the market. In the past 7 days, we had 68 properties that sold. But what was very interesting to me was that out of those sold properties, the median days on market was 49 days. So as you know, it typically takes 45 days to close on a home. So when it takes 45 days to close on a home, that means if they were only on the market for 4 days, that was it. And then they were swooped up and things get started. So when I look at that and see how fast property is moving, it makes me wonder, how is this going to affect the mortgage, and should people really, because I have a lot of clients that are waiting to buy a home because the market's so tight. But it's also interesting because right now the interest rates are low. If they wait and the mortgage rates go higher, what's that gonna look like? You also do have the National Association of Realtors have been saying that they're projecting that house prices are going to go up by 5% in the next year. And then you also do have people predicting that they're going to lower because of what's going on with forbearances. So this whole conversation could go on forever. We can go on this for a long time, but we want to kind of shrink it down a little bit and talk kind of about what would happen if the interest rates go up and prices stay the same, if they lower, and if they rise, and what that means to you as a buyer.
Exactly, how that affects monthly payment. So here our scenario, we have a $400,000 home. Say you're putting 10% down. That's your numbers, that's your loan amount, that's your credit score we're going to use, and our area and all that stuff. Normal, typical, conventional loan, right? So here's where rates are. This is what we call par rate, meaning you're not paying for the rate. Just real quick for that, whenever you see your itemization from us on our end, you're just going to see $9.95 for an underwriting fee, and then that's it at this rate. You're not going to see origination points or anything like that, or that's where you see this cost come into play, and that's just affecting your cash to close. Now, more importantly, our monthly payment. That's your principal and interest right there. So in today's market, $400,000 home, that's what you're essentially getting for your rate.
Okay, so their monthly mortgage payment should be around $1,542.15.
Right, and again, that's principal and interest. So maybe tack on about like $200 to $400, anywhere in between there, on top of this for your tax and insurance and mortgage insurance as well. We kind of didn't touch on that. So
So say so right now, that's just basically what's happening right now scenario. So
mhm,
according to the National Association of Realtors and the Zillow Corporation, they're anticipating prices to go up this year between 5 to 8%. So
mhm.
if that happens, so say 5%, just as a standard, so that bring it up to 420,000.
Okay. Let's see.
So say in scenario, the price goes up for homes 5% and it's 520,000. At the same scenario, how does that change your payment?
All right, so our prices went up, and say keeping the same rate, that's how much it's gonna be.
So
So
it's not a whole lot
no,
a
yeah,
month.
it's yeah, maybe about $50 or so.
Yeah, about
More or
around $50 or so, 15 a month. So that's if they go up. And so let's kind of turn tables a little bit because a lot of people are saying the that the housing market's going to crash and prices are going to lower. I personally don't see that happening, but a lot of people are anticipating that.
less.
If that happens, say they go down by 5%. So say they're now that house, instead of being 400,000, it's 380. Yes. So 380,000, say that happens and the interest rates stay the same. That's going to bring your payment to 1,488. So really, we're just really going down between like $50, $60 if the interest rates stay. But we were talking earlier and you were explaining that you've been seeing the interest rate slowly going up. So say
Yep.
in that example that price is lower, but say interest rates went back to 4% is what they were before the pandemic, that brings your rate to 116.32, which is actually more than if you buy a house now.
Yeah,
Correct?
or about the same as I think what we saw if prices went up even more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so if rates stay the same, prices go up, it's about the same as if rates go up and prices drop.
okay. So I think that's really important for people to realize because as they're, going through, a lot of people say, well, if they go down, I'll save my monthly payment. Not really, right? This is what we're seeing here.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the basic gist of it. I could go, I think this is maybe another video entirely, but go into this is the bond market and the reasons why rates are the way they are. This is over the last year or so. Craziness going on in March, April. Obviously, that's not typical, that type of volatility of our market. But just as a quick reminder here, Feb 12th, that's rates going up. Essentially, the bond market indicates that when the bonds go down, the economy stock market goes up, rates also go up with it. So that's why I'm seeing on my end within the last week or so, they were probably around here. This 2.875, 3% was what we call par rate, which is like I described earlier, you're not paying for the rate. So that's kind of where they've inched up a little bit just in the last like week and a half or so. So something to consider too.
Absolutely. I mean, I think I just find that really interesting for,
Whenever you're ready to buy a house, personally, just buy a house because
yeah.
you can't predict the market. And I feel like I say that a lot sometimes just because of that. And exactly all these scenarios, these examples that we're giving right now are perfect reasons why. Because you're going to sit there and stress about maybe I should wait and stuff. And especially for your sellers out there. If your sellers are like waiting, they are squeezing the hell out of the market right now because they're the low inventory. And you have so many more people going to try and buy new builds, right? Like, are you seeing that? Are you getting more questions
Yeah,
about new
there are a
construction?
lot of people do want to buy new builds. Unfortunately, in Santa Fe, there's not a whole lot of new builds.
Yeah, and they can only build them so fast, and the builders themselves are having issues with getting permits because of COVID and all this other shenanigans. It's like sellers just freaking sell your house already. Like you may get an extra 10 grand out of it if you wait another year. But what's the difference between a normal year-over-year market trend, anyways? If your average home is expected to appreciate anyways, like you can see the same kind of increase with or without COVID in the next 5 years, right? Like, I don't understand why waiting is so crucial as a seller. Like,
No, I agree. I agree. I think it's definitely, I mean, the only thing I can really say is that some people don't want people coming to their homes because of COVID, and that I somewhat understand, but
I think.
waiting because you think you're going to make more money, are you really going to make more? And then two, if everybody waits and then we get a flood of homes come on the market for sale, that's not going to make your price go up higher. Right now, if they're with the limited amount of homes, that's what's getting people the highest price for their homes right now. So that's something to really consider. And then for those buyers out there, you know, again, you could be spending more monthly payment if you wait. It might be the same. It's really hard to say. At the end of the day, we don't have a crystal ball. But I think what people need to realize is you got to find out what's best for you. And then that was the whole point of this video, is to have everybody kind of see, you know, what's the difference with the interest rates, what's actually happening. You know, if you find what's happening in the market right now discouraging to you because there's multiple offers and things are tight, then wait. It may make a difference in your monthly payment. It may not.
Absolutely. Yeah. So all we can do is just give the facts.
Exactly.
Where we're at.
So if you are looking to buy or sell, please reach out to me. I'm always here to help you and always looking out for your best interest. And, you know, I'm always work well with Robert. He's great. He will get you, you know, get you qualified and get you set up and get the ball moving. All right. Thank you guys so much. You have a great day. And thank you again, Robert. I appreciate you doing this video with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
All right. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.